I hope that what you see is the power of partnership. What you hear is a reflection of the Board of Supervisors' initial and continuing investment in Habitat for Humanity. And what you feel, once fully informed, is excitement for what is to come for our Caroline community and specifically our CCPS educators.
Caroline County is struggling to retain quality educators as well as quality first responders, as well as attract new talent. And an aspect of that challenge is the lack of affordable housing options within the county. This creates difficulty in securing housing that aligns with the salaries, especially of those in their first year, and increased commute times creates reduced job satisfaction. I also like to bring up that where you live is where you spend your money. So when our educators and first responders are living outside of the area, they are not spending their money in Caroline County. This affects the quality of education for our students, this affects the quality of care, and this creates barriers to the recruitment and retention of skilled staff. The proposal is that teachers will start with renting from Central Virginia Housing. Our highest rent is $1,004. So it is absolutely affordable for our teachers in the salaries that they're seeing. They're going to be able to rent from us for 2 years. And then at the end of that 2 years, they're going to have the rental history and salary history needed to participate in the Habitat program. Caroline County Habitat has 3 different programs that teachers and first responders can participate with, and it depends on their household what's the right fit for them. This is the process, and what you'd like to see, what we like to point out is that when people are moving out of the rentals into their home, those rentals are going to be able to be made available to the teachers and first responders again. So we're going to have this constant turnover of available, affordable housing for these staff members.
You know, we've definitely just, have discovered that one path isn't right for everybody. So self-help, usually they get a lot more equity because they put a lot more work into it. The other 2 methods, we get down payment assistance grants to help them buy down so they can get some equity, but they don't have to put in as much sweat equity. So the self-help obviously is how we can help the lowest income in the area. So if you have the time and the effort and that is certainly, you're going to move in with a lot more equity than opposed to, it's kind of like the first method, most equity, second method, second most. And then third, they could even go and buy a home that's already on the market. So we'd get them a loan, they'd work with a real estate agent and buy something that's already constructed or work with one of the builders. So in that case, it's more like a traditional purchase. However, because of the loans, they get a subsidized interest rate, longer term. It makes it more attainable where they couldn't do that with a commercial loan from one of the big lenders out there.
Mr. Seeley.
The most often question I get is, there any programs that help people that need to do home repairs, roofs, porches, window replacement, that kind of stuff? Are there any programs that do that? Because that's frequently the question I'm asked.
I'm so glad you asked that. As I shared with many folks in the community, I can make that happen, but I have to have the money to pay somebody's salary for 1 year because I have to essentially have 20 projects that I have budget estimates, cost estimates for, and then I go to the USDA and they have numerous programs that after I get started, just like my self-help program, it funds itself continuously. So we're working on that. And if the county ever wanted to invest in that, we could definitely make it happen.
Mr. Thomas.
Thank you, sir. I had some questions, but Jason, on the last one, you said if the county wanted to invest in, refurbishment or fixing, what's an investment to you?
So, I got to have quality staff. And so, if you're in the construction industry, we start at least 52 grand a year, plus what I got to pay for workers' comp and things like that. So it costs me about $70,000 a year for an employee in that particular thing. So they got to have the ability to do budget, scope, cost estimates, and visit the homes, work them all up. And I'm estimating a year. It could be quicker. We essentially got to have at least 20 so that I can turn in the grants and then, get the money allocated. And a lot of that does depend on the federal government. If they shut down, it slows things down. But so that's why I basically estimate about 12 months of covering that person's salary. After that, just like the self-help, it should always be able to continuously to fund itself. If we're building, they give us money to build.
I just want a ballpark number to kind of think about the budget. All right. And then I want to, really commend Habitat and all those who worked at Habitat. The houses you built in Milford, the ones you built in Bowling Green, they are quality houses. I mean, they're houses that anybody who lived there would be really proud. They're top notch. So I think you're doing a great job in that sense. The last question is, you said you purchased Angelwood, which is the
Yes, project phase.
row houses behind, I just had a brain cramp, Caroline Manor,
Yes, sir.
not Caroline Manor itself, right?
Correct.
The houses behind. That was a development that kind of slowed down 30 years ago or so. And
Exactly. We're really excited to step in and do some renovations, do some repairs. As an organization, on October 23rd, our entire staff is coming down to beautify the neighborhood. We're very excited about taking care of those homes.
okay, so you have homes, but you have some existing lots too, right?
This is correct.
So you're gonna put a couple of houses on those lots.
That
Or you
is the
plan
hope.
to?
We plan to. Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I just have a few, and then I appreciate it, and I'm excited for the Bridalwood Habitat homes. We're gonna get a shovel in the ground soon, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, absolutely means
Before the end of this year, we're working on it now. The developers just got to get the roads a little bit further along, but the county staff has been great getting us to where we need to go. So we're all set. We have our first 8 self-help loans already sitting at the queue at the USDA. So it's really just a matter of once we can get egress and start doing that, we'll be able to start building the self-help. And then the teachers and first responders homes, because of the funding with the state budget, the down payment assistance will become available in February. So we'll start closing on those homes in February.
and so there'll be 20 of them.
Correct.
20 of them
Yep.
going to the
Yeah.
Bridalwood area. Okay.
Yep.